Welcome back to the Highline Podcast. Hit that button.
Yeah!
Let's go!
You can't do that.
I can't get it right.
Shut the f*** up and let me talk.
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
You're only young,
But you're gonna die! Proceed to party!
Ooh, are you ready, Riley?
What did he say?
Go Tigers.
That's incorrect.
Go Cox. I think that might be the best one we've ever done. That was good. I like that.
He wore that Bass Pro hat to cover up his horns. Sweet talking forked tongue had a tempting charm. Before I turned around, Chase was already gone. All I can say is, bartender, pour me something strong. Ding, 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 ding. Here's to the past, they can kiss my glass. I hope he's happy with them. Here's to the manufacturer who wrecked my world. That day Grace did me in. I think the devil drives a coupe Camry. I'll watch Chris wreck on one of them racing deals. Not against his will. I've got time to kill. Down in broken Hartsville.
Here's to the past.
They can kiss my glass. I hope she's happy with him. Now we're seeing the regular version of it.
Here's to the girl who wrecked my world. A little too close to home.
Yeah, that one. You all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good. Fuck, man. Fuck Toyota.
Yeah, and some other things.
Yes.
And people.
Joe Nichols.
Yeah,
Banger.
that's who I was saying.
Yeah.
That's a banger. Down in
Great.
Broken
It's
Hartsville.
a great song. Down in Broken Hartsville. Zach Top, give me Top, did a very similar song on his new album. Sounds just like that.
Yeah.
Splitsville.
That's a great song.
Welcome to Splitsville. Have you heard that one?
Yeah, you showed it to me.
Yeah, that's a banger. Anyways, welcome back. Highline Drink, episode 170 of the podcast. Trent Davis Riley Embree back at you with the action. Riley, how you doing? 525.
I'm alive. How are you doing?
I got a pulse. I think we're doing halfway decent.
Speaking of having a pulse, have you ever seen that interview?
Jeff Brom.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to say. I couldn't
Is
remember the
this
interview.
or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. Do I or do I not have a pulse? Let's
Yes.
play some football.
Yes, I do. Let's fucking play some football. He didn't say that, but close enough to it. It's a great interview. Now he's out there beating fucking top 10 teams.
Hey, go Cardinals.
Yeah.
Louisville. Out there whooping ass. Too bad South Carolina can't win football games.
Hey, man. Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a battle to who make. I'm telling you, our games will come down to who makes the ball game.
No, it won't. I promise you it won't, because we got
Well,
fucking
you might-
Alabama this weekend.
Y'all will beat them. This is the most South Carolina thing ever. Y'all will go out there and beat Alabama this week.
And probably lose to fucking Coastal in a couple weeks.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, we're both sucking football. Panthers above 500. Like I said, first time. since
Broncos' greatest
2021.
comeback of all time.
That was crazy. I couldn't even watch. I was watching Perna. Who the fuck is Perna?
Who the fuck is Perna? Yeah, I was watching it on ESPN Gamecast.
I was switching back and forth because the Packer game was playing at the same time as the Bronco game, and they were both close.
Yeah.
So I was going back and forth, live stream to live stream, from Tom Grossi and to Brandon Perna, trying to catch live.
What's
play.
up, Rosie Pissy again? Here we go.
What the
Hey,
fuck?
we
Is
got
Dak
the Packer
Prescott
going
on this podcast?
It is Packer.
Hey, here we go. That's
That's how Perna.
Perna.
That's how fucking what's his name?
Tom Grossi.
Tom Grossi. What's up, Rossi? Pocket Nation. Packer 7.
Where's the pen at? Where's the pen? Give me the pen. He always starts the episode off with this. Welcome back. Episode of the podcast.
It's the Rossi Posse Packers Pocket.
It's our
But anyways, yeah. So fuck that race on Sunday.
Yeah, it wasn't a great race. I didn't see no deer either this weekend.
Fuck college football on Saturday.
Yeah, amen. I'm used to it though. I've gotten numb. I didn't break nothing. Well,
you would think.
To be fair,
you'd think I'd be used to it. The last fucking 15 years of my life has been shit.
I've become so numb. I can feel you there. I'm getting there.
Yeah, it's sad. It's a sad day in South Carolina. Both of our teams suck. Like you said, you got the Panthers. They're surprising.
I said on a Facebook post Sunday, I said, if you'd have told me through 7 games that the Carolina Panthers would have a better record than the Clemson Tigers, I would have reported you to fucking authorities for drug abuse.
Yeah, I saw that. But
it's just crazy to think. Because I thought the Panthers would be better.
Well, Xavier Leggette's the GOAT, so.
He finally showed up and thank God he did. Our offense didn't show worth a fuck. Now, to be fair, Bryce Young got hurt.
And y'all played the Jets.
Well, I think we played better than y'all did against the Jets.
We both scored 13.
We did. We only gave up 6, though. Defense.
You didn't have to fly to London to do it.
Oh, you had to fly to New York. Welcome to New York.
Yeah.
Where we fucking suck at football.
The Avs are good.
I don't give a fuck about hockey.
The Nuggets season has started, so.
Y'all lost. I did see where the Lakers lost last night. To
I haven't
Golden
watched
State.
any NBA.
I haven't watched any. I just saw that they lost. Because LeBron is recovering from his pussy attack already.
Yeah, well,
his pussy hurts.
I'm ready for the NASCAR season to be over. This race is.
What you gonna look forward to? All you got's the Broncos.
I got the Avs, baby. We're winning the Stanley Cup.
My.
We're gonna win the cup this year.
The Piston Cup?
Yes, but after Chris getting fucking dumped by William Byron again.
Hey, it wasn't William Byron's
it's
fault.
more William Byron's fault than fucking everybody else but one person.
Carson Wasaba.
Which I texted you. We'll get it.
Well, I mean, you saw my reaction on TikTok.
Yeah,
People were getting on to me about
it's a racing deal, but
yeah.
God damn it, it's so frustrating. Every fucking week! It's every goddamn week! It's the fucking 24 car! Every week!
I think we found his kryptonite, though. Get a camo car and put Ty Dillon behind the wheel, and that is William Byron's kryptonite. It will be all right. Maybe Roush will win one of them races.
I hate that motherfucker. I hate that motherfucker. I was watching the race at work. I was talking to my buddy Dan at work. Shout out Dan if you're watching this.
Orlowski?
No. But I said, Dan, I'd rather fucking Bubba Wallace win this race than William Byron. That shows you how much I fucking hate that motherfucker.
Is he?
Fuck William Byron.
Is he number 1 on your hit list now?
Yeah, fuck that dude. He might be taking Austin Dillon's spot. I mean, fuck William Byron. Fuck William Byron. Fuck William Byron.
Okay.
Fuck William Byron.
You want
fuck him.
I think you fuck them all.
Fuck him. It's every fucking week. We show up to a goddamn restrictor plate race every fucking year, and it's William Byron fucking wrecking him. Either fucking Briscoe, either fucking Buscher or Keselowski is getting fucked by the 24 car every fucking week.
What about Priest? Still waiting on Priest to get boned by him.
Every week.
So it was. So you're saying it was just a racing deal?
It is. It is just a racing deal. But fuck William Byron. It's still his goddamn fault.
I said what I said on the TikTok. I'm not going to go into that. I said that enough. In the moment, I thought William just
He didn't turn him. But I will say this. It's the fucking car's fault. It's always the Chevrolet. The Chevrolets can't fucking push. They can't push.
Especially
you get fucking pushed by a Chevrolet, you get fucking turned.
You're not going to lift.
You can't do it.
Or whatever it was.
You can't do it. And it's frustrating because a goddamn Roush car should have won pretty much every restrictor plate race for the past fucking 10 years, and they got one.
I wouldn't say all that now. Yeah. I agree with some of that.
And it's fucking William Byron or the 48 or the goddamn 9 car.
Chase Elliott ain't done nothing to him.
He fucking beat Brad in goddamn Atlanta.
Yeah, he beat him. He didn't wreck him. He didn't wreck him.
I'm tired of watching fucking Chevrolets wreck Fords. Listen,
Hey, he did win the race, though.
What would the narrative be right now if that was the 47 instead of the 24?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's Ricky Spinhouse again, blah, 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 wrecking all the field. William Byron's caused more fucking wrecks at super speedways than the fucking, than Ricky Stenhouse has. He's always involved in them at the end of the race, every fucking year. For the past 5 years, every year.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
I would.
I wouldn't.
The last 2 Daytona 500s, he's been involved in wrecks. Hell, who won them?
Won them both.
Who won them?
The 2024 one was, remember, Bowman hit him. Or did he hit Bowman?
I
can't remember. That's what caused him to hit the 6. I think 24 hit the 48 and caused him to hit the 6. So
my point is he's always it just so happens to be that he's always the one that's fucking involved. And if his name was fucking Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he'd be getting reamed. If his name is Brad Keselowski, he'd be getting fucking reamed. If his name is Kyle Busch, he'd be getting fucking reamed. If his name was Denny Hamlin, he'd be getting fucking reamed. But he drives for Hendrick, so nobody gives a fuck.
Okay. We're going to blame it on Hendrick.
It's that Hendrick fanboy bullshit. It is.
I mean, there is some of that. I'm not going to lie. But I don't know. I feel like Byron's just at the right place at the right time.
Byron's a bitch.
He wasn't on Sunday. It didn't work out for him.
I'm glad he's going to fucking miss the next goddamn round. He's not going to make it to fucking Phoenix. Fuck him.
He gave away a spoiler there. It wasn't a spoiler. I don't think he's going to make it either.
I don't think a Chevrolet going to make it.
Fuck off.
By all Toyotas. Is that even possible?
No. There's got to be at least a Ford or a Chevy in there. I mean, you never know, though. They could, Bubba Wallace could pull the race card and say, hey, I want to get back in the playoffs here if I win Martinsville. And they'd be like, all right. And he goes out there and wins by fuel mileage or something.
Oh, boy.
It's a joke. Ha, ha, ha. Joke.
Nah.
Anyways.
But, yeah, fuck William Byron.
I'm doing terrible.
Fuck the University of Oklahoma. Fuck the University of Louisiana State. Fuck
Louisiana. Oh, LSU.
Fuck the University of Alabama.
I'm going to laugh y'all beat them.
Fuck Clemson.
You can't. That's not even an insult right now. We both shuck.
Fuck. Who do we got this week? Fuck Dallas Cowboys.
Y'all played Dallas this week?
Yeah. Fuck Utah, the Mammoth. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that beat the Avs last night.
Fuck them all. Huh?
Fuck them all. Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody.
I agree. Anyways, let's get on.
I'm mad today, if you can't tell.
Clearly. Let's get on with this race. Chase Briscoe wins.
Who?
Yeah, the wrong Chase from a terrible place. Mitchell, Indiana, I believe. Shitty hole. Shitty hole.
A shitty hole.
Shithole. Never been there. So people from Mitchell, Indiana, don't get mad at me. He wins, gets his first super speedway win of his NASCAR career ever. Never won in Xfinity or trucks before this past weekend. Had some help from Larson running out of gas on the last lap, allowing him to get clear of the bottom of the Chevrolets and getting underneath Bubba Wallace, and Bubba didn't block him into the infield, Talladega Boulevard, which I'm surprised Bubba didn't. But I'm not. I'm not really either. We've seen Bubba do that before, though. So, yeah, then nobody could get back to him and was able to hang on for the win. Shout out Todd Gillen getting a second place finish, I believe, second or third. Good run for him. His teammate Zane Smith had a good day as well. Front row cars look pretty fast on Sunday, but yeah, obviously Chase Elliott getting involved in that early wreck with just a Toyota fucking me yet again with Eric Jones giving a bad push to AJ Allmendinger or Noah Gregson that sent AJ Allmendinger into the wall and caused a big pile up. Chase couldn't quite get through it and ended his day before it even really got started. So that was right after the first round of green flag pit stops, I believe. So that was frustrating. And Blaney, like him and Joey, were going to be the top two to beat there at the end. Got off pit road first and second, and for whatever reason, they just did not go on that last run. They both fell way back. It says they weren't saving gas, even though they were close. And also on that last caution, they had to pit for Chris. When the Chris wrecked, they pitted because they were not going to make it on fuel. So say they weren't saving fuel, but they were looking awful slow. And Joey said there's people around him saving the 6 car. He said the 6 car was saving, which I heard TJ Major say they weren't saving. Which was they were around. I don't know what's going on in that situation, but 12 and 22 they looked the slowest they ever looked, like they were down on horsepower that last run. No, they couldn't get nothing going on the bottom, and they just fell back and never recovered. So that was.
I think that might have had to have something to do with the gear oil issue that they were having.
It never affected them all day up until that point.
Well, they didn't look fast.
Blaney looked fast. Joey looked fast.
I mean,
they
there
were a bunch of laps.
Yeah, but you got to think, wear and tear. Oil is there to stop wear and tear on parts.
Yeah.
Right? So if the oil temperature is too high, you're burning oil, you're losing oil, whatever. More wear and tear on the parts, you're going to lose functionality in that part, which is going to lose speed overall. So the longer it goes, the slower you're going to be, in my opinion.
You think, though, that Joey would say that, though. Maybe he's just frustrated. I don't know. He would think he'd say, man, maybe our gear oil just broke down and I got slow. I don't know. But that was weird. Penske cars falling back that bad at the end was very strange, and obviously not good for me with Blaney. So, both my guys now are in must-win situations at Martinsville. Good thing this is probably their best track in both instances for Chase and Blaney. I think them two are going to be the two to beat this weekend. So, unfortunately, only one of them get in. So, as long as one of them gets in, I'll be happy. It's just we'll see. A lot of variables go into Martinsville. It's not always as easy as it seems. Yes, Blaney's won the past 2 fall Martinsville races in dominating fashion pretty much both times, but it's going to be far from that this weekend. I think you're going to have the 20 car be really good. Getting ahead of ourselves, but there's going to be some contenders. What I'm saying from the 12 and the 9 this weekend, so that should be fun to see. Hopefully it goes well, but. Getting more into the Talladega race. You had some. I said this to you during the race, about midway through stage 3. I think I said it's not a terrible Talladega race, and you're like, nah, they're just saving fuel. And to be fair, I was driving home from Georgia for the first part of it, so it's hard for me to follow everything that was going on, but. I kind of come around to you. It just kind of looked better for me not being able to really focus on the race early on to realize what they were doing. They were still very off the pace, saving fuel, 70% throttle. Yet again, they were racing. There was some good racing within that 70%. And I've tried to compare it to, back in the days of NASCAR, you wouldn't go 100% at a 1.5-mile track. You want to save your tires, stuff like that. It's the same type of discipline, but in a different way. Instead of saving your tires, like old NASCAR would do, you're saving your fuel in this era of NASCAR, which I'm not a huge fan of. Obviously, that's not real racing when you're just saving gas the whole time, everybody going the same speed. But you got to take the good with the bad. It was good racing when they were saving fuel. At least we had that. We weren't training, and I'm trying to look at this half glass full. I think it was a decent Talladega race. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. Obviously, the finish wasn't great. I thought Chris could hold on there at the end and just it's not Roush's year, clearly. So, or Chris's year, to be honest with you. So, that sucked. But, Larson running out of gas changed the whole perspective of that last lap. I think Bubba or Larson wins it because – like when they actually racing, you saw the difficulties of passing in this car at these super speedways. They were kind of just locked together. Now, to be fair, Chris Buescher came from the top, but right before he got wrecked, he came from like 7-8 cars back in a couple laps when they were all going for it. So it wasn't like you couldn't go anywhere. Like Chris Buescher was able to get up there. You had the 23 car get up there real early. Guys like that had good cars, you could make your way up through there, but a green, white, checkered, you ain't got a lot of momentum. It takes your whole lap to get your momentum built up. It's just really hard to go anywhere. And that's what made Blaney's Daytona finish so incredible because we haven't seen that. It's the only time we've seen it in this car. So, when Larson ran out, that gave Briscoe an opportunity to win the race. I don't think he has a chance to win that race if Larson doesn't run out and give Briscoe a clear path to the bottom to jump inside of Bubba there. And then obviously it was just kind of he had the momentum, had everything going for him there, and nobody could get the momentum back to be able to get back up to Briscoe, and he was able to hold on. Did a good job, just, it's modern day super speedway racing now, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. I still prefer almost every other generation of car at super speedways, but we got to live the good with the bad. It wasn't the worst one. It wasn't the best one. We'll never have the best super speedway race, Daytona Talladega, with this car until they change it. So 6 out of 10. It was a little bit above average for me.
I'd say 5 out of 10. Too much fuel saving, too much. I think the biggest issue right now with the super speedway stuff is that it's fuel saving, as I said, and you're very, very kind of locked in to your position unless you have a ton of help. Back in the day, you used to be able to get a run. You think back to the races that Ricky won in the 17. Like, the reason he won those races is because he could get a run from, 5, 6, 7 spots back, deep. And I know Chris made his way up there from the top, but that's rare in this generation of car. You don't really see it a ton. You saw it with Blaney at the end of Daytona, and you saw it with Chris, but I can't really I can't remember a time other than those two where, somebody really got a huge run from way deep in the field to give a chance to win the race. So
not in this car anyway.
Yeah, so most of the race was kind of, it's just boring to me. It wasn't terrible racing. It just wasn't exciting. You had the big wreck early, and then it was kind of just normal super speedway racing that we've seen in this next gen car. So, it is what it is, and the ending sours my taste a little bit. Even though I texted you, like I said, I think in the middle of stage 2, I said that this race was not great. And it still wasn't, but the ending definitely makes it even worse because, I hate that nobody did anything, even though I just bitched about William Byron for 10 minutes.
Really, I must have missed that. I must have been on my phone.
He didn't do anything wrong. The 77 didn't do anything wrong by pushing the 24. Chris didn't do anything wrong by getting up in that. Like, it wasn't a late block. It wasn't a, he wasn't so much slower than the two behind him that you would think that it was. And really, it wasn't even that offset.
I will say it reminded me a lot of the big Atlanta wreck. Because was it Chase or Busch, or it was one of them two? They kind of jumped. I think it was Chase. They kind of jumped in the top, going down the back stretch. Completely different scenario. But then it kind of checked the whole field up. Not checked the whole field up, but the field just had such a big run off Chase kind of slowing up the first couple because he kind of threw it in front of Chris. Not wasn't dirty or nothing, but it made the whole rest of the field check up. And early in the race there, they tried to check up and just wrecked each other. This time he kind of jumped up there, he got it, and he came. 24 come with a whole bunch of momentum, and obviously you're not going to stop, and it kind of is the other way around.
Again, like I said earlier, I think if there's a Ford, if the 24 is a Ford or a Toyota, Chris doesn't wreck. It seems like the Fords and the Toyotas push a little bit better. So I think it's just the way that those Chevy noses line up on super speedways.
Well, Brad's caused some wrecks with this car.
Sure, he has, and in all honesty, that's because bad pushes or hitting people at the wrong spot. But I mean, they're in the middle.
Or you said people just can't handle the push.
Yeah, that's true, and we know Chris can. Chris can handle a push. Chris is one of the better super speedway racers out there.
Chris wants to push you around.
But, he jumped up. And sure, Byron had a big run. I'm not saying he didn't. And it was going to be a big push. But I don't think it was such a big run that it was a bad move by Chris. And I don't think it was such a, egregious move by either of them. You know, you wouldn't expect that to be a wreck, in my opinion. You would think that Chris would be able to accept that push. And, you know, he just wasn't. So, you know, like I said, I blame William because he tends to be the guy that always is in that spot. But in all honesty, I think it's just the way that the Chevy noses line up on those rear bumpers. It's just it's very difficult for cars to accept pushes from Chevys, which, to be honest, we're kind of lucky that wasn't a way bigger wreck than it was.
I wish it was. If you go take out Chris, take out a whole bunch of other ones.
Me too. But, you know, when I watched it live, I was telling him, you know, get up there and block Byron. Like,
I mean, on the video, you can see me.
I don't think.
Good block, Chris.
I didn't think that it was going to be.
And you couldn't see because it was down the straightaway.
But even in the replay, it doesn't look like it's egregious. Like, it's not late, and it's not, you know, the run doesn't come from fucking 100 yards back either. Like, it's pretty close. Yeah. Now, 24 is a little bit faster, obviously, at that point. But you would think that Chris would be able to accept that push, but he didn't. And that kind of ruined the end of the race for me. But I am glad Chase Briscoe won it because I did pick him to make the next round. And I think he's going to be a problem next week.
You're 2 for 2.
Yep. Well, round 8 is ending this weekend here at Martinsville.
We're in Martinsville?
We are.
I'm at the wrong track.
I'm at the wrong track. So 2 guys are in. Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin have locked themselves in. Pretty much the other guys.
Larson and Bell are like 35 and 36 points above. And then the first person out is Byron.
37 and 36. Yeah. Bell is 37 up. Larson is 36 up. Byron 36 out. Joey 38 out. Blaney 47.
Let's not talk about those last 2,
Chase Elliott 62 points out.
God damn!
It pretty much going to be a must-win for all of those guys below the cut
Chase
line.
gets a solid top 15. He's in.
No.
I'm talking about Briscoe.
Yes. But
he ain't got to show up.
Yeah, no. Well, he does. He has to attempt the race. But
I got sick.
But yeah, it's going to be a must-win for anybody below the cut line.
Yeah.
Dude,
I swear to God, if I swear on baby Jesus, which I shouldn't say that. I'm not swearing on that. I swear on my fucking left testicle, I will cut it off. If Christopher Bell outpoints Kyle Larson and Joey motherfucking Logano wins this fucking race, I will suicide myself.
That's what I'm hoping for.
That is hell on earth. We talk about heaven on earth.
I want Joey to qualify
hell
on the pole.
On earth.
I want Joey to qualify on the pole, lead every lap, win the race, and I want Christopher Bell to qualify second and run second the whole day. And I want Larson to qualify last and run last all day.
You just want to see me in pain.
No, I want to see the fucking Hendrick guys in pain.
What about Blaney?
I don't give a fuck about Blaney.
You can kiss my ass.
Fuck Blaney. He's 2010 Kurt Busch.
Who?
Ryan Blaney.
I
I feel like I'm Gucci Mane in 2006. And he feels like he's Kurt Busch in 2010.
How?
Motherfucker won't shut up on the radio. These fucking Fords won't help me. They're not helping me.
Joey was doing it worse.
Why?
Than him. Joey was what? You gonna talk about Joey whining?
I didn't hear Joey whining.
Oh my God. Double standard ass.
I don't know why Brad ain't pushing Joey. Why ain't Brad pushing Joey? Why?
He was like nothing egregious on the radio, from what I heard. I haven't listened to Radioactive, so maybe he did.
It's that's just normal stuff.
He just said, "Hey, we gotta have a fucking plan." Earlier in the race, that's all I remember him saying on the radio. We gotta have a plan. What's going on?
Maybe he needs to be better. Chris seemed to be all right.
Yeah, how's Chris doing these days?
Well, ask fucking William Byron.
Is he in the playoffs? Is Ryan Blaney in the playoffs?
Barely.
Is William Byron in the playoffs?
Barely.
Right. I love Chris, but
to be fair, Chris got a bullshit penalty.
He got a speeding penalty.
He got a penalty, a points penalty.
When? That was Priest.
Yeah, Priest got one at Talladega in the spring, but Chris got one too.
Oh, yeah, he did. In the summer. When I met you in the summer.
Anyway.
Ran out all the heaters today.
That's a banger.
Calvin. Is it Calvin Harris?
Probably. But yeah,
You drink that gasoline? You don't drink some gasoline?
thought about it.
That's the real Everclear.
Yeah, but it's like I said, this is the round of 8 topic.
Is it? We're off the tracks again.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's a must-win for any guys below the line. The only way that the cut line becomes interesting is if one of the guys below the cut line wins the race. Then the 1 point between Bell and the 5.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fun.
That's going to be interesting because I think those guys will be good. I just don't think either of them are going to be race-winning good. And if one of them is, it's going to be Christopher Bell. I don't think Larson's going to go out there and win the race by any means. So if you're rooting for chaos at the end of this race, the only way that you're going to get it is if one of the guys below the point line wins.
Point line, huh?
The cut line wins. So if you're rooting for chaos, that's what you're looking for. If a non-playoff guy wins this race, or Briscoe or Hamlin or Bell or Larson wins this race, there will be no drama.
Which all these NASCAR playoff proponents, part of me wants this to happen. Obviously, I don't want it to happen. Like, it's only a small part of me. A small part of me wants this to be chalk. Because then all these playoff people that are screaming for the playoffs, it creates drama, it creates drama, it creates drama. Where's the fucking drama at this week? It's supposed to be the most dramatic race of the season other than the championship race. There would be nothing to talk about. There would be no cut line, nothing. If fucking Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell run top 5 all day and one of them wins, and then fucking Blaney, Elliott, Logano, and Byron all wreck. Where's your storyline?
Yeah.
What's so exciting about that? Shut y'all the fuck up.
Well, that's like, and this is not to get into a debate about the playoff format or anything, but it is the reason why I was rooting for Newman. What year was that?
First year of it, 14.
14.
Of the elimination one. Jeff Gordon should have won that championship.
Same reason I was rooting for Hemrick in the Xfinity series a couple years back.
And he won it.
And he did.
He won the race.
Only race he'd ever won at that point, and he's won another one now in the truck series at Martinsville. But, yeah, it's like you said, the drama's just not going to be there. It's just going to be, which is kind of what we've been asking for, is just another race. So, maybe we can, watch this race for what it is, and I know that there's another new left side tire they're bringing this week to Martinsville. So, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Hopefully it's a good race. But as far as the playoffs go, it's going to be chalk.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, it is. I don't see any of the guys below the point line, the cut line winning the race. So it's going to be chalk.
Hiccups again. What did you just say?
I don't see any guys below the cut line winning the race.
Who's winning the race?
I'll tell you in a couple about
minutes.
an hour.
Yeah.
Who won this week?
You could have picked Cody Ware. You'd have won.
Who'd you have?
Elliott.
That's right.
Finished last. That's back-to-back weeks. Either your pick or my pick, and they're both my fucking guys. Finish last.
Well, I have to win the next 2 races, right? Or is it over?
No, you still got a chance.
What's the points now?
We're getting ahead of ahead of ourselves.
I wish I was getting ahead from myself. What did he say?
21-18.
3 points. So I got to win one of these next 2 races. Well, even on a tie, you'd win. So I have to win both these next races.
You do. Outright. That is true.
Yep.
I could have ended it last week if Chase just doesn't get in that wreck. Come on, Chase. Thank you, Eric Jones. But yeah, I think it's going to be. It won't be chalk. I will say that. I don't think it's going to be chalk. I think Blaney or Elliott will win this race. But if they don't, then it will be chalk. I don't see Logano winning it. I don't see Byron winning it. And then obviously, if Bell or Larson win it, then it's nothing really changes. And if Danny can win it, which he very well could, he dominated this race in the spring. Although I don't think they'll bring a great car here. I think they're focused definitely on Phoenix next week. So, it sucks that the cut line's this big, but I said this when the playoffs started, or if I said this when the round of 8 started. Before Las Vegas, I said this cut line could get very out of whack and could get way spread out because of Talladega. And because of some bad luck at Las Vegas with the 12 and the 9 with the pit road penalty, it has. And then Byron getting that wreck with Ty Dillon at Vegas, then him spinning out in the last lap, losing 20-plus positions.
Good.
Thank goodness that Larson didn't get a good finish at Talladega, because then it would be even worse. I don't think you'd have anything to talk about unless somebody won.
Yeah.
Because Larson would now, instead of having a 36-point gap, he'd have a 50-point gap, 56, 55? Like, it wouldn't even be close between him and Bell, and then you wouldn't have anything. So the tightness in points between Bell and Larson does still have a little bit of intrigue in it because of a winner below the cut line, which I think will happen. And that's where the drama's going to come into. And, go back to last year, team orders, it might be the same thing. I mean, it won't be because they've already cracked down on it. They've already warned them this week about, hey, don't you be doing no race manipulation shit. If you're faster than the guy in front of you, non-playoff guy, whatever, you try to pass them. They get any hint of that, I don't know what they can do. If they do feel like there is a little bit of race manipulation in there, do they penalize them, black flag them? That's going to be hard to officiate. But again, that's why the playoffs are dumb. But no, so I don't think we'll see any of that. But into the race, you got nothing to lose. You never know what could happen. So if Blaney's winning the race and Larson's 5th and Bell is 7th and Bubba Wallace is 6th and he's only half a second ahead of Bell, you're telling me Bubba Wallace might not miss a corner to get that point?
Yeah, but the crew can't tell him.
Yeah, but they can find a way. They can say they can come up with code words throughout this whole week of saying,
Hey, is that arm itching?
fried banana. Hey, Bubba Wallace, 5 to go. Fried banana here. I mean, technically, it all means is a good old fried banana. Have you ever had a fried banana?
Yes.
I've not. It does not seem very good.
Not bad.
I've had, what's that called? The dry.
Freeze dried?
No, it's you getting like the nuts and stuff.
Yeah,
You have
dry.
is that
Dried.
Okay? Dried bananas. I've had that. Nah, I don't like that either.
Oh, those are great. Those are better than regular bananas.
You know what's the best banana? Laffy Taffy.
Girl, shake that Laffy Taffy.
But I think you will have some intrigue between the 5 and the 20. The 20 being ahead of the 5, I don't think is very good for the 5 because I think the 20. Joe Gibbs Racing.
He'll be better this week.
Joe Gibbs Racing is putting everything they can into the 20 car this week. 11 and 19 are already in. 54 is not in the playoffs. 23, 11, they ain't got no cars in the playoffs. That 20 car is going to be very fast this weekend. And he's won this race a few years ago. He's been very strong here in the past. 20 car is going to be a problem. So the fact that the 20 is ahead of the 5 already, I think the 5 is going to be very good. But the problem is Hendrick got 3 cars that are below the cut line.
And they all suck. Fuck them all.
They all need to win. Well, not all of them, but Larson. It might if Bell stays ahead of Larson. Larson's going to have to win the race because he's going to have to beat him in points. And you got a guy that's his teammate or Blaney that's going to win the race. You're going to have to jump to 20. So I think the 5 got to be a must-win situation as well, unless it's the 20 or the 11 or the 19. So I don't think it'll be chalk. I do think 20 and the 5 will be a points battle at the end, but it might not be as dramatic as we want it because I think 20 might kind of clear the 5 by the end of the race.
Yeah, I agree. I'll hold what I was about to say to the chest, but yeah,
His chest.
yeah.
Nice. All right, next on the agenda. Called it last week. Daniel Suarez has a new ride
Never heard of him.
in 2026. Riley told me about it.
He's going to the 7 car.
Jimmy Spencer's
Yeah,
ride?
that's him.
Get out of your car! Get out of your car!
Where's the cigar? Remember that back on the day he was on Race? Was it Race Hub or was it on
The Crying Towel.
where he'd have the cigar?
Race Hub, yeah. Him and what's his name?
Rick Allen.
Burns. Steve Burns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crying Towel.
But
I want a Crying Towel right
yeah,
now.
so he'll be going to the 7 Spire car. He'll have the main sponsor. What the fuck is that sponsor? It's the one that he won the Atlanta race in.
Lifeway or something? Freeway? Freeway.
Insurance company or some shit.
Freeway.
So he'll be sponsoring that. This is 100% a money move for Spire. Bringing some sponsorship over, and Daniel Suarez is probably one of the best, most profitable drivers to have on your team. So, kind of an easy decision for Spire because I know that Gamebridge has been pretty much the main sponsor of that 7 car. So, which is essentially part of the ownership group of Spire. So now that they're bringing Daniel in, they're bringing a little bit more money in to that program. Makes sense. We called it. It's kind of obvious that this was going to happen. It is what it is. I don't think he's going to run any better than Justin Haley. I don't think he's a better driver than Justin Haley. I think they're probably about the same. And if anything, maybe Daniel is a little bit better, but I don't think it's
Leaps and bounds.
Yeah, it's not going to be noticeable on the racetrack. So, it's kind of one of those things that it's, a 25th place driver in points is replacing the 30th place driver in points. That 7 car might be 25th in points next year. He might get a little bit better, but it's not going to be race winning. It's not going to be, dominant. They're not going to be competing for playoffs or championships unless they luck into a super speedway or a road course win. So, kind of one of those moves at the back of the field that's fun to talk about, but it's in the grand scheme of things not going to make a ton of difference.
Yeah, it's almost a lateral move for Daniel. I do think Trackhouse is a little bit better than Spire, but Spire has been on the come up, especially this year and even a little bit of last year. So, and Trackhouse is kind of, other than Shane, winning all these road course races and Ross winning the Coke 600, they've kind of been just kind of average. Still not 30th place equipment, like you would say with Shane's car, but those two teams are very close on, I think, resources and speed. For the most part, unless you go to a track where Ross is really good at, or Shane's very good at, or Michael McDowell at road courses, he's been pretty good there. And had Carson Hocevar's guy had a lot of speed at Charlotte, Michigan, some Nashville, kind of some random tracks. That's because Carson is a very good driver, very good talent. Still not a great driver yet. I think he's got to turn himself into a great driver. That doesn't all just come off of talent. You got to learn how to be a good race car driver. He's still young; he can still learn how to do that. And I think he will. But I think Daniel's probably the third fiddle there next year. Kind of been like that his whole career. The one time he had a chance to be the one guy at Trackhouse in 2021 and even 2022 when Ross got there, he kind of fell behind Ross. And think about him at Joe Gibbs Racing. He was the fourth guy there. You go back to Stuart Haas, he was the fourth guy there in the 41 car for a year. So, he's never going to be the guy that you build your team around. He's never going to be a guy that you look to and setups and driving style and how he does this at certain tracks to get more out of his teammates. More like him, kind of piggybacking off of some of his teammates setups and speed and driving style to get him better. Because like I agree with you for the most part. I think Daniel is a little bit better driver than Justin Haley, but it's not a lot. So that 7 car could be a little better next year. I don't see him being a playoff team or nothing like that. But it makes sense for Spire. Like you said, money-wise, it's a good move for them. Spire, they're not hurting for cash. They got a whole bunch of resources and people backed them. That's why they've been able to get competitive the past couple of years. But Daniel really doesn't move the needle as far as on-track product goes. So, and you look at it, who else were they going to get? That was my thing last week. It's not like Daniel Suarez, was the guy you had to go get. It's just the guy that was kind of left there. In a season of silly season where it was not a lot happened, kind of just get what you can. It's kind of leftover, like leftovers. You kind of just get what's left over. And Daniel Suarez out of a ride at Trackhouse. Hey, he's a cup driver. Got a lot of sponsors behind him. He's won a few races in the Cup Series, Xfinity champion. Hey, we'll take him. We'll take a waiver on him, see how he does. Give him a year or two. But Spire, we've seen Spire be very impatient. With their drivers. Corey LaJoy gave him probably a little bit more of a leash than he probably should have gotten. But cut him, gave Haley a shot, gave him only a full year and said, Haley, you're done. And that was a Spire guy that's been at Spire for a long time. He raced for them he raced for them when he won his only Cup race in Daytona 2019 when they were not a good race team yet. So, I'm sure that was a difficult decision by Spire, but hey, they're trying to get competitive and win races. And right now, I think they think that Daniel Suarez gives them a better chance to be a 3-car, more competitive organization than Justin Haley did. So I think they might be right, but I don't see them really doing a whole lot next year. But it's good for Daniel. I think he's a Cup Series guy. It's close, but we said he should go back to Xfinity and kind of dominate Xfinity, get his confidence back up because he's that 99 team has been terrible for most of the year. He had some good runs. I think he had a good run at the Roval. Still good at road courses, but for most of the year he's really struggled. So. Daniel's got to get his confidence back, and Spire could give him that opportunity. He's got a very talented teammate in Carson Hocevar to kind of bounce ideas off of now, and he's got a very veteran guy in Michael McDowell. Which, hey, pit road next year at Spire. Let's see how that goes. Will they fight each other again? Remember 2019 at Phoenix in practice, they started fisticuffs. See if that relationship is. I'm sure it's better now, but that was still funny. Never seen somebody fight in practice. That was hilarious. But, overall, lateral move for Spire and Daniel. And now it's just interesting to see where Justin Haley goes. Where do you think Justin's going?
It's going to be...
Let's get the microphone closer to you there,
fuck
bud.
them. They don't give a fuck what I got to say, no way.
Yeah, no, they listen to me.
He'll be in an Xfinity car next year. Probably a Colleague car, if I had to guess. Josh Williams' old ride probably be my first bet. But there's a couple rides in the Xfinity series I think he could be vying for. I don't think he'll be in a Cup ride.
Is there any left?
No.
I was about to say, I don't think there's any left.
Maybe a Rick Ware car, or maybe he can get some one-off starts here or there. But it's going to be an Xfinity car. It's going to be a second-tier Xfinity car at that. Those Colleague cars have been pretty bad, but I think that's probably the number one bet I would make is Josh Williams' old ride in the Xfinity Series is where I would look for him to land. He's got a history with them. He's won some races with Colleagues, so that's what I would guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I saw today where Joe Gibbs Racing is not re-signing William Sawalich.
Well, the only thing I've seen
could be
with
wrong
William
on that.
Sandwich is
He could
that
go
he's
to
not
there.
racing this weekend
Not
because he's
this
got
weekend.
a concussion.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what it was. My bad. In Xfinity, like the lower series, you don't really see silly season in those series till kind of later on in the off season, just because it's harder to get funding. It's not the big series. You got to put a lot of more stuff. It takes a lot more to get those rides and sponsors and races filled up. That's why in those series you don't see them pop out, as quickly as the Cup Series. So, if Joe Gibbs Racing does get rid of William, or which they could, I mean, he's had a pretty bad year. He's young, but he's had a bad year. Maybe give him another year or so. But he could go to Joe Gibbs. He could go to. Well, no, they've already said Haas Factory team's gonna stay with Cole and Sam. So that's
25's open.
25's open. That could be an option there. He's got some options in the Xfinity Series, but I don't think a Cup Series is on Justin Haley's agenda for next year, unless it's a couple races here and there, part time at Super Speedways or whatever. Because he's a very good Super Speedway racer. Won Daytona this year in the fall or in the summer or whatever. So, and he's won a whole bunch of Xfinity races at Talladega and Daytona. So could see him do some one-offs there. But I agree. I think he's going to be mainly a Xfinity guy. He could just be kind of a Eric Almirola type. Run some races for a big team here and there, and see if he can get his confidence back up. Tries to get his name back in the hat of being a 2027 Cup Series driver. But I kind of agree. I think if I had to put money on it, I think he goes to Kyle Lickman City next year.
Yep.
Oh, brother. What? Oh, before we do that, time to rip those topics.
Ripping the topics.
Ripping the topics.
All right. RTT ripping the topics. What we got first?
I don't know.
Lawsuit.
Who?
Lawsuit.
Never heard of.
I'm suing you. I'm taking
You're going to lose.
everything.
You're going to lose.
Probably. No, we got a lawsuit to talk about. Only thing we really got to talk about is, I done forgot the guy's name.
Told you we would. There's a mediator here.
Mediator that, not Kenneth Bell. The judge is with him as well. But this week, yesterday, and today, 2311 and Front Row and NASCAR had a meeting set up to try to figure out a settlement instead of going to trial in December for the 2311 and Front Row lawsuit against NASCAR for the charter agreement and all that stuff that happened fall of last year. Haven't heard nothing. It's late Wednesday night, so I'm a little surprised we haven't heard anything from it. But apparently it started yesterday and it's supposed to go into today. And if they don't agree on a settlement in these next couple of days, then more than likely it's going to go to trial in December. It's kind of the last gasp attempt to save a trial, pretty much a long-standing trial in December. Got no news yet. Riley, what are you feeling like is happening or going to happen? Are we going to get news from here in the next 24 to 48 hours?
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to I think it's going to trial. I don't think NASCAR is going to give – I don't think they want to agree to what has been proposed as like hey, if you give us this, we'll drop the rest of it type deal, which is the full-time charters permanent stuff. Which is a big contention with NASCAR. NASCAR doesn't want to give those out. That was one of the main points that the teams had for not wanting to sign the charter agreement in the first place. So the fact that, I think that's the main contention. I don't think they're going to be able to come to an agreement based on that because the teams want the permanent charters. NASCAR doesn't want to give them out. So I think they're going to be going to trial. I think that... as I've been saying for the past year on this podcast, I think the teams are going to win at trial. But right now, I don't think NASCAR wants to give up that much control and that much flexibility for the future by pretty much ensuring that these teams are full-time members of NASCAR racing as long as they want to be, which is essentially what the charters would say. So, like I said, who knows? We could get some news tomorrow that they did come to an agreement. You never know with these things, but From what I know, it doesn't seem like that's going to be an option. And in December we'll have a trial, and we'll see who wins from there.
Yeah, this one kind of snuck under the radar. I didn't know they were doing this. They might have announced it a couple weeks ago. We just didn't see it. But yeah, like I said, Kenneth Bell and the mediator's really trying hard to get this thing settled because they don't want to go to trial. But unfortunately, I think what happened about a month or two ago with the what did Denny Hamlin say something about, or somebody from 2311 said something about the best thing that could happen in NASCAR is what's his face die or something like that.
That was Jordan, I think, said that.
I don't think Michael Jordan said that.
It was either him or the guy, their lawyer. What's his name?
He might have said. I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name, but that's kind of broken beyond repair. You can't repair that bridge that's been burned. I think neither one of these sides want to come to an agreement. They want it to be settled in the courts, not between themselves. There's too much ego. There's too much money. There's too much power involved for either side to give up on this. Denny Hamlin stayed strong all year, saying, "Hey, the results. We'll live with the results in December. When the trial takes place. We're sticking to our guns. We're not backing down." NASCAR's done the same thing. Hey, we want to make sure people understand who runs this sport. We run it the way we want to, right or wrong. So I just don't see them. Now, we could get news tomorrow saying they settled and, they settled on, what would be the settlement? What do you think it would take for them to settle? Because I don't see anything that could.
And that's the problem. I don't either, because NASCAR does not want to give permanent charters, and the teams want permanent charters. And the teams apparently have said, hey, if you give us permanent charters, we'll drop the lawsuit. And NASCAR won't give them.
Yeah.
So I think it's irreconcilable differences. I don't think that they can come to an agreement because there's just one team wants something that the other team can't give. And if you have that, there's no way to come to an agreement. If you have an ultimatum, you either do this or you don't, and if you don't do this, then it is what it is, and that's kind of where they are. NASCAR won't give in to the permanent charters, and the teams are not going to give up wanting them. So they're going to have to go before a judge and go before a jury and say, hey, this is what we want, this is why. What do you think? And that's what a trial's for. So I don't think they're going to come to an agreement.
Yeah, it's like, you and your girlfriend break up and, you still, you try to agree to allow her to still live in the house with you. Y'all live together. That ain't never going to work.
Facts.
It just ain't. There's too much tension. There's too much, hurt feelings, all that stuff that I just don't see it happening. This is what was that old country western people that the Hatfields and McCoys. I mean, this is what it's turned into. They just do not like each other. You could say NASCAR could say 2 + 2 is 4, and 2311 in front row would argue it's 5 right now. So, I just don't see them repairing what they've done so far this year with the comments and everything that's going on. That I think it's going to go to trial, and it's only a month away too. I mean, we're pretty much at the end of October. It's going to happen in the beginning of December. So it's not like it's going to be 7-8 months out or a year out where you still got to wait and do all this shit. We're almost at trial time already. So, I mean, why would you, settle when, you could get everything you want instead of part of what you want, only waiting a month and a half before the trial happens. So I think this is going to go to trial, and I don't think anything that NASCAR could say or 2311 and front row could say that will change that option. Believe me. I don't think we ever said that on this podcast.
I don't think so.
It's a new word I came up with in the Urban Dictionary.
Pleamy.
Pleamy. What was I saying again? Playing college football.
It was please and something else.
Yeah.
You're asking me to do something. Grab you another beer or something, pleamy.
Pleamy. Yeah, what would I put me in there? I don't know. Anyways, funny inside joke, pleamy. Get a shirt of that. Pleamy. How would you spell that?
Plea. Plea. Me.
Like a plea?
Plea
A plea
me.
agreement?
Plea me.
Pleamy.
Plea me.
Kyle Busch is pleading me that he's got a new crew chief.
Who is that?
Kyle Busch, he got a new crew chief.
Who?
Pullman. What's his first name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy Pullman.
Is that it? I was just
Oh, I
guessing.
thought fucking people-
Brett.
It's not Brett.
Kevin.
Pullman. Kevin. That does sound right.
So did Jeremy, though, to be honest.
Jeremy Pullman. Can you pull me?
What's this motherfucker's name?
I'll find out here in a second. Talk about it.
Pullman. Well, I can't talk about it if I don't know who the fuck
Is
he
it
is.
Jeff Pullman?
I think it Pullman. Jeff. My name Jeff.
Hello, my name is Jeff.
What's this fucker's name?
I'm looking for it.
I swear to God, we're NASCAR fans.
I swear to drunk I ain't God.
I swear to drunk, I ain't God.
Dear God, 2 weeks ago. Ain't 2 weeks ago, homie. It's last week. Please me, tell me who this is.
Who?
Might be on the thing right there. Right there. It's Jeremy. It's Justin Allgaier's Xfinity crew chief.
Ah.
It's him. The name of this individual, the first name. Jim. Well, I was close with Jeff and you were close with Jeremy.
Yeah. Jim
We're
Pullman
in
will
the
be
J's.
Kyle Busch's crew chief for the 2026 season, taking over for
Randall
the number
Burnett.
8 Richard Childress racing car, Randall Burnett. Pullman is the recent Xfinity Series champion crew chief and will replace Randall Burnett.
And Randall Burnett's going to Connor's Village next
Never
year.
heard of him. But yeah, I think it's a kind of like a
Surprising move, to be fair.
yeah, but it's
It wasn't from
A welcome
RCR. It wasn't a... okay.
what is that from?
Star Wars.
Which one?
Palpatine, episode 1. When he got nominated to be Supreme Chancellor.
Yes, that's a surprise.
I am dyslexic. What is that called? Autistic.
Yes.
That I can know that.
I knew it was from Star Wars. I just didn't remember.
Yeah, episode 1, Palpatine
A
talking.
surprising move, to be
Senator-
fair, but a welcome one.
Or not Senator, Queen Amidala. A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome.
Yeah. But anyway,
I am going to destroy the fucking Republic. I am the Senate.
an attack by the Jedis has left me disfigured. What?
Disfigured. He didn't get his arms cut off.
What did he
Deformed.
say? Deformed and something.
Oh, shit. Maybe I'm not as autistic as I thought. Oh, that's episode 3 right there. That's my favorite Star Wars.
It's where he's lightning. He's lightning.
No,
Mace
that's where he's
Windu.
talking about his attack from the Jedi to get everybody to turn on the
it's
Jedi.
him and Mace Windu are fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, he shocked himself. Anakin, all Anakin had to do right there is say, "Motherfucker, you stop shocking and you stop blocking."
Yeah.
And then let's talk about it. Let's have a group therapy session. Let's jack off each other and let's talk about it.
I've heard through the grapevine that Mace Windu is supposed to be played by Tupac Shakur,
He was.
but he got killed. Play me. What is this fucking thing about Jim Pullman? Yeah.
Scarred. That's what it is. Scarred.
Yeah.
The attempt on my life has left me
scarred
scarred
and
and deformed. But I promised you something.
Anyway, somehow
Star Wars podcast?
Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Palpatine.
Yeah, that's his name. Jim Pullman
Hey,
has
what does
returned.
what does Palpatine drink?
What?
Orange juice, extra pulp.
I don't get it.
Go ahead.
Jim Pullman.
Is it Jim or Jack?
It's Jim.
It's Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's Jeff.
Anyways, he's returning to the Cup Series. I don't know if he's ever been there before, but Yeah, I mean, he's been a pretty good Xfinity crew chief. Been with Justin Allgaier for a while. Won the Xfinity Series championship last year, obviously, and
Probably going to do it this year.
yeah, I don't know about that, but Connor Zilich's going to be tough to beat. But coming to the
Phoenix though,
I don't think. I mean, you could put Alan Gustafson on that box. You could put,
Cliff Daniels.
You could put any of the
Stevens.
Adam Stevens,
Jeremy Bowens.
Childers, whatever the fuck his name is, Rodney Childers. I don't know if you could fix that 8 car. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I don't expect to see drastic difference out of that 8 car next year. I just don't know if RCR's got the consistent speed that you're going to need to be competitive. And then you look at Kyle, he's been on a downhill slide for a couple years now. So people say he's pedal to the metal on a downhill slide. So, rumors get to fly in a town this size.
Yeah.
Something about throwing a ring and slamming the door. I don't remember the next lyrics, but essentially what I'm saying is Kyle Busch sucks. So he's just, it don't matter.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about, I like Jim Palmer. I think he's a good crew chief. The problem is, we've seen this next-gen car be so close, and Jim Palmer's been setting up cars for Xfinity Series with Justin Allgaier for years. And this Xfinity car, or this Cup car, is nothing like the Xfinity car. And we've seen when you get behind in the next-gen car, it's like any other car, really, but the next-gen car, because it's so close, once you get behind or once you, start late, it's very hard to catch up to the top guys. And with Jim not knowing, he could have set up Justin Allgaier's car at Daytona. I don't think he did, though. I think it was, Junior's old crew chief, Greg Ives, I think, was his crew chief in the Daytona 500 this year. I could be wrong, but it's just hard. I just feel like Jim's going to have a tough time next year giving Kyle the car he needs. And I think Kyle Busch needs a top-tier car now. This is not prime Kyle Busch anymore where he can take a 15th place car and run top 5, a 10th place car and run top 3, or a 5th place car and win the race. He's not that driver anymore. And, Rodney has worked on these cars before. Get it? This car's not been great for Rodney, but he still won a couple races with Kevin Harvick out of his prime as well in 2022. So, I think Rodney still would have been a better choice for Kyle, because I think Kyle's in the twilight years of his career. I think he's only got 1 to 3 years max in the Cup Series, and you would want a crew chief that has worked on these cars before, and that's what worries me. I think Jim is a pretty good crew chief. He's won a lot of races with Justin Allgaier in the Xfinity Series, but Cup Series is different. Car's different. The skill gap is way closer than Xfinity. So I think they're going to struggle at the gate, and I don't know if they can recover next year. It's kind of a last-ditch attempt for Kyle Busch to win a race or two, get in the playoffs, and have one more good swan song season to try to get his 3rd championship next year in a couple of years. And I don't see it happening with Jim. I could be wrong. I kind of hope I am wrong. I hated Kyle Busch as a kid when he drove the 18 car. Couldn't stand him. Drove for Toyota, obviously. Joe Gibbs Racing, obviously. Dark side. Don't like him. Didn't like him. But goes to Chev, and he struggled so bad. It just you don't want to see that. Neither one of us want to see how bad Kyle Busch has struggled, just because we all saw how good he was. It's like Jimmy Johnson at the end of his career. Now, to be fair, it was a little different because Jimmy was at the same team, and he'd won 7 championships and not 2. But Kyle and Jimmy both won a lot of races, and when Jimmy started falling off, near 2019, 2020, I kind of felt sorry for Jimmy. I was like, man, Jimmy Johnson used to be this guy, and now he just sucks. And same thing with Kyle Busch. We know Kyle Busch is a better driver. I just don't think he has the ability, and the car does not fit him and all that stuff. So I don't think, like you said, I don't think you could put hardly anybody up on that pit box to have Kyle Busch succeed and win a couple races in the next couple of years. But I think if you did have a crew chief that has worked on these cars before, I think you'd have a better chance at it. Yay or nay?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, bro. Please me. Oh. Junior. Dale. He won. That's when Austin Dillon almost died. And Junior's, that's the Daytona 2015 race where Austin Dillon went flying in the catch fence. Was he saying that to, like, crowd to sit down or
I have
something?
no idea.
Or, I flew. Look at me. I'm flying. I flew. But
I can fly around.
JRM's made some moves this past week on their Xfinity program for next year.
Carson's lost his job.
Well, we knew that, which he's about to make the championship for.
Yep.
Dude, if he wins the championship next weekend, I'm going to fucking love it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to laugh even more if he don't win the race. He finishes like
That'd be
second or
great.
third. I would laugh my ass off. But, Rajah Caruth is going to make some starts for Junior next year. And Shane Van Gisbergen and Ross Chastain will make some attempts in the 9 car as well. Rajah's number and ride has not been announced yet, but it announced that he would be driving for Junior Motorsports next year part-time. And then obviously Ross and Shane will be doing their kind of all-star stuff like they did this year in the 9 car for a few starts. I'm sure Shane will be pretty much all road courses, and Ross will be short tracks, intermediates, and stuff like that. So any surprises? Mainly the main one is Rajah Caruth.
Yeah, I don't know if Rajah's done enough to really warrant
He's about to make the championship 4 in the Truck Series.
this opportunity. He's won a couple races in the Truck Series, but he's not really competitive when it comes to like the top guys, like Corey Heim.
Well, to be fair, Corey Heim has made the rest of the Truck Series look pathetic.
Well, to be fair, Corey Heim has, but there's been, Lane Riggs has been right there. He's been the obvious number 2. And Rajah's been good. I'm not saying that he hasn't, but he hasn't been, great. And then when he's been in his, because he's made some Xfinity starts this year, if I'm not mistaken. Am I mistaken on that?
I'll check. I don't think you are. I think he has.
Pretty sure he's made a few. I feel like he's driven that 17 car a couple times, him and Corey Day.
A lot of the Hendrick guys have raced that
Split
17
that
car
time.
as well.
Yeah, split that time. Do some fact checking on me on here. But I feel like Rajah's good, and I do like Rajah a lot, but I just don't know if he's quite ready for top tier equipment in the Xfinity series. I don't expect him to be super competitive in that car, which he might be, but I would think it'd probably come down to money. I think Hendrick's probably backing this move. I think if he's going to be in the 88 or whatever number they put him in, it's probably going to be a HendrickCars.com sponsored car. So it's probably a money thing for Junior. Obvious Junior is looking to the financial aspects of things with having to pull Carson out of his car full time because he doesn't have the funding, and just the way he's having to run that team these days. Wouldn't surprise me if Rajah getting in that car was a financial decision. Shane Van Gisbergen, obviously, you'd be stupid not to try to fill the car for him in the Xfinity series if you owned a team for the road courses, because even if you're a mid-tier back marker type team, you put him in that car, he's going to give you an opportunity to make some money and win the race. And with Junior being the best team in the sport right now, obviously you're going to try to give him a car because he's going to have an opportunity to win the race. So I understand why Junior's making all these decisions, and it just sucks because I'm not a huge fan of part-time drivers in top-tier equipment. I would rather see somebody in that car full-time, let them, build over the season and work and get better and progress and build their way up and try to get better. And it's just tough to do. You can look at a guy like Ryan Truex, has been doing this for a couple of years, that, really, he gets 5-6 races a year at most in Joe Gibbs stuff, and he wins when he's in the car. and he runs well when he's in the car, but still no opportunities come. So I don't really see the benefit for the driver of running a part-time schedule like that.
He raced at Kansas this year in the Xfinity car. I think it's his only start this year. So I get Ross and Shane coming back to double dip a little bit, especially Shane in the road courses. He'll probably win most of them, according to if Connor Zillage is running in those races next year, because he'll be at Trackhouse. They'll both be at Trackhouse full time next year. So honestly, makes sense for Junior to try to get a guy that can win some races in that 9 car. And then Ross, obviously, he's very good as well, can win some races on some ovals as well. So makes sense there. Rajah, I think he's I won't say he's one of the most underrated guys out there, but I like him more than you. Got a good head on the shoulders. He's made of the right stuff. He's like a William Byron Jr. He's learned a lot of this stuff from iRacing. That was his practice. He got into the NASCAR because of that. And then, he kind of got some breaks along the way, getting in some rides. And this year, he's done very, very well at the Truck Series. Obviously, Corey Heim makes everybody else look bad, but he's been the best not the best, but one of the best of the rest. Obviously, Lane Riggs, Tom Majeski, probably put them 2 above him, maybe Chandler Smith. But after that, he's right there with the rest of them, and then that's top 5 in the Truck Series. You run top 5 in the Truck Series, more than likely you'll get a chance in the Xfinity Series, or I guess O'Reilly Auto Parts Series next year. But it's a big opportunity for Rajah. He has to take advantage of it. He has to show what he has. It's an audition to try to get a full-time Xfinity Series ride in 2027, and he's going to be in a good car. Junior Motorsports is probably the best organization in the Xfinity Series, no doubt. And if he doesn't succeed in that car, it's going to be a step back for him in his progress on him trying to get to the Cup Series one day. We see this. You get a good opportunity, like a Josh Williams and Colleague. Now, to be fair, Colleague hasn't been what they have been, but a couple of years ago they were. And Josh Williams didn't do nothing. Even with AJ Allmendinger, was still not going out there and winning some races, made the championship 4 last year. Or was that last year? Yeah, last year in the Xfinity Series. Josh Williams couldn't even sniff a top 5. Hardly at all. And he lost his ride. Like, it could be a good thing for you, it could be a bad thing for you. You run well and you compete. It opens people's eyeballs to, hey, this guy might can do it. And if you run like shit and good equipment, it could be like, whoa, this guy is not what we think he is. Let's not take a chance on him. So it's according to how it goes next year. I think Rajah will do good. He's still got some things to learn. He's still a young driver, but I do think this will work out good for Rajah. I don't think he'll be full-time anywhere. I think Xfinity's always got all he has got next year, so the amount of races will be interesting to see how many races he gets next year. I'm assuming it's going to be quite a bit of them, but we'll have to see. So Junior's got a lot of part-time guys next year. You got Connor and Carson sharing the 80 or the 88 car next year. Then you got the 9 car, the All-Star car, which you could say the 88 car would kind of be an All-Star car too, with Shane and Ross, and maybe Rajah races a couple of times in the 9, I don't know. But you got Justin, you got Sammy Smith.
I think the 7 and the 8
are the only 2?
The only 2 full-time cars.
Yeah. And you're going to have 5 cars? Damn. That's weird. More part-time cars than full-time cars. That's really weird. So we'll see how that dynamic goes. I think Junior's he's got enough money. He's trying to get some of these young guys some experience, get the sponsorship worked out, and hopefully it works out for him. I want Rajah to do well. I think he.
I do too.
I think he can be.
I think he's good enough.
I think he can be a cup driver.
I just don't know if he's shown. Which, you can look at back at the history of NASCAR, there's been plenty of drivers that didn't show a ton in the lower series that ended up being great. Jimmy Johnson is the great,
Cowbell for that.
example of that. Is, he was average. He was an average Xfinity driver, never won a race in the Busch series, and then gets in the 48 and fucking wins 7 fucking championships. So, it's kind of a right place, right time kind of thing. So, Rajah could definitely make the most out of this opportunity and springboard his career going forward. But I think it's going to be tough. I think the Xfinity series right now, there's so much talent, especially with the younger guys and all that. So, we'll see how Rajah can do.
All right, Xfinity race on Saturday. We'll talk about it briefly. I didn't watch a whole lot of it because I was in the woods. But Austin Hill won. Shocker. I think he flipped off the crowd doing his victory lap. God just doesn't get it. But Riley, did you watch any of this race?
I watched the last 3 laps. So,
oh, good. Like I said, I only caught like the last 20. And then even then, we had the big wreck. I switched back to the Clemson game. It's crazy. I was hunting. I wasted my time on the Clemson game. But I turned it off when they had that red flag for that big wreck. Who was it?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. That was Hill.
Yeah, him. Who was that? Daniel Dye and somebody.
Why can't I
Christian
remember that
Eckes or
I can't remember that wreck at all. But yeah, it was because they had that
big wreck, red flag.
about 20 laps
Jeb
to go.
Burton, I think, was in it, wasn't he?
Yeah, and they were concerned about whether or not they were going to be able to get the race in.
Yeah, which I didn't even know because I was watching everything on no volume, so because I was in the stand. So, but anyways, they had the red flag. I turned back to Clemson game, and then obviously that's when we kind of started to make a little bit of our comeback against SMU. But
How'd that work?
Not well, but which is good. I'm not saying I'm a cheer against my Tigers, but hey, I want us to keep losing. Changes are needed. So, yeah, I didn't even know that Carson Quaffle had finished fucking second until I got in the truck after I got done hunting and just looked up who won the race. Austin Hill was winning. I said probably Austin Hill won the race. And he did. And I scroll through the finishing order, and I saw Carson Quaffle second. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm glad I did not watch it. Because he was like 10th for that whole last run when I was watching it. And he comes up for second somehow at the end. Austin Hill, this is his first win at Talladega in the Xfinity Series. He's always won at Daytona or Atlanta. So I guess he got that monkey off his back. Not in the playoffs, so he didn't advance championship for or anything like that. But he can thank himself for hooking Eric Almirola and Indy for that one. But Austin Hill he's a great Super Speedway racer. I think the equipment's really good because Jesse Love is just as good as him. Every time RCR's in Xfinity Series.
He's not just as good as, and I'm not an Austin Hill fan anymore. He's not just as good
anymore.
Austin Hill is
Dylan.
Austin Hill is statistically the greatest Super Speedway racer in the Xfinity Series history.
Yeah. Anyways,
he wins them all. He won like 14 Daytona races in a row.
I don't think he's been around that long.
I mean, it's been close.
But, Austin Hill won. Whoop-de-doo. Didn't like his flipping the bird off. That's kind of a Alan Kowicki backwards
Polish
victory lap. And it's supposed to be, hey, celebrating the fans, not showing your fans up.
Yeah.
Or showing the fans up. I hated that, but I said Austin Hill doesn't get the point, and that's why I don't think he'll ever be a successful Cup Series driver.
He had a pretty decent day going on Sunday. I think he got caught up in a wreck, did he not? Was he not in that big one? Because there was a point where he's up there like third or fourth on the top. He's pushing Brad, but I don't really ever remember seeing him again. But, Austin Hill winning, it is what it is. I was a bigger fan of his than you. I think he's better than you give him credit for. I think he's good enough to be in the Cup Series. I just don't think he's got the head for it.
I'll tell you what, I could run top 5 that 21 car.
I don't think
at Daytona.
I don't think he could. Maybe, but He runs well whenever he's in the Cup Series. He's usually caught up in some kind of mess. And then obviously, he's a championship favorite every year in the Cup Series or the Xfinity Series. And obviously, whenever you go to the drafting tracks, he's a car to beat. So, not surprised that he won. Wasn't rooting for him. Not a huge fan of his anymore, just based on his antics. But he's really good at what he does. So,
He is. He's good at it.
It sucks that I don't really remember this race that much. I did watch a little bit more, and I remember watching because I quit watching the Carolina game. It was another Xfinity race at Talladega for sure.
Yeah.
It was one of the Xfinity
I
races of all time.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the truck race on Friday.
Me either.
Gio
Ruggiero.
Yeah, he won. I don't know how it happened, but congratulations to him. He wasn't in the playoffs, I don't think. So,
Tell you what,
first career win, I believe. So shout out to Gio.
Riley Embree for Screaming Eagle Motorsports is struggling in the truck series right now. I can promise you that.
Are you Frankie Muniz bad?
He is blowing my doors off at fucking Homestead in practice right now. So it's rough.
Yeah, I haven't played that game in over a week. Been so busy at work and hunting and stuff like that, so I have to get back on it this weekend.
I will say this, not a RTT subject, but they have fixed some of the issues in that game. So
You still getting
the
terrible
restarts are better.
Good.
Restarts are better.
I feel like that was a you problem. Not a you problem, but like your game problem.
Some people had it, some people didn't,
Okay.
apparently.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
But my restarts are fine now. You can have, which my restarts are still not great, but I only lose like a position.
Yeah.
Like every time.
That's kind of how mine is.
And then you can adjust your car during pit stops now, which is good. And then, I mean, that's pretty much it. But I still have some issues with the game. But, yeah.
Cool deal. All right, we'll hit that button for Attaboy.
Attaboy!
Attaboy! Hi, Attaboy.
Just don't take mine.
From Talladega is going to Todd Gilliland.
Thank God.
Finished second or third on Sunday. I give it a front row. They were really good. Noah Gregson got in that wreck early, but even though he was up there battling AJ Allmendinger for the lead after the first run of green flag pit stops. So all the front row brought some speed this past weekend. We're not surprised by that. They've had always great success at super speedways with David Reagan winning Talladega back in the day, and obviously Michael McDowell won the 2021 Daytona 500. So they've always had speed at these type of tracks, but Todd Gilliland's been a no-show all year, and he had a chance to win the race at the end. Didn't quite get it done. Too many Toyotas. Couldn't really go nowhere, but still a hell of a finish. Second for Todd. His career best, I know, for 100%. I don't think he's ever finished second, third, or fourth, maybe fifth one time. I don't remember. But best career finish for Todd. Things work out a little bit differently there. He might have a chance. If he had a Ford behind him, he could have got a push and might have a chance to pass Briscoe coming down the front stretch. Didn't quite have it. But great day for Todd. It's been a bad season for him, that 34 team. And, I know second sucks, but from how they've been running this year, second feels like a win, I'm sure. And, Todd did a great job all day. Never caused any big things. Like I said, Zane Smith was very fast as well. Didn't have the best couple restarts there at the end. He fell back to Yikers. Where the fuck is Zane Smith at? Oh, ninth. Yeah, still got top 10. 2 front row cars in the top 10. Solid day for both those guys. And like I said, Noah Gregson was up there battling for the lead before he got wrecked by Eric Jones there in the big one. So good day for front row overall. Second and a ninth, and then a guy that was running for the lead before he got wrecked. So Todd Gilliland, I'm giving him Attaboy, but I give it a front row as well. So hopefully they can build on this. I think next year is a very important. Well, according to how this lawsuit goes, but next year is going to be a very important year for Todd Gilliland. He's been kind of the main guy at front row now. He's been there the longest. He needs to perform next year if he wants to keep his ride, because he's really underperformed this year. People thought he could be a sneaky playoff contender. I didn't think so, but I thought he would run better than what he has. Zane Smith has outrun him for most of the year on speed. Zane Smith has a lot of bad luck this year, and Noah Gregson's been Noah Gregson. He's hit or miss. He'll finish top 10 sometimes, and he'll wreck out for no reason other times. So, attaboy Todd Gilliland. Good way to get some momentum. Hopefully, he can build off of it for 2026.
Yeah, I'm going to give mine to Cesar Baccarella. Attaboy Cesar Baccarella finishing 5th in the Xfinity Series race on Saturday. I will say this. It's still the coolest part of Daytona Talladega that you see is, especially in the Xfinity Series, you don't see it as much in the Cup Series just because there's not as many like bad cars. But in the Xfinity Series, you usually have a guy
Here's a guy
on really, underfunded budget, poor car performance that shows up at the super speedway stuff and really performs, really gets a good finish, usually helped out by some cautions and some pit strategy or some, just working their way up through the draft. So Cesar was a guy that did that this weekend. It's not the first time he's had a decent finish here, or at least on the drafting stuff that I can remember, but for a team like that 5-car, finishing 5th at Talladega is a big deal. Getting some good points, getting some good money, getting some good purse, getting some good TV time is huge for those small teams. There's really nothing else to say about it. There's some other good guys up there that are honorable mentions. Blaine Perkins, Leland Honeyman, with 2 top 10s there. So. Shout out to Cesar and those guys that made the most out of their days on Saturday and got some good finishes for their teams.
That's a good one. Well, hit that button for
You Can't Do That.
Can't do that. Ought to be an interesting one.
You can't do that. You can't do that. I'm going to give mine to the AMR safety crew. Early in the race, we had a big wreck there. A.J. Allmendinger was involved in. A.J. Allmendinger's car was burning to the ground towards the inside wall. And, I don't know what was wrong with A.J., if he was hurt, smoke inhalation, this, that, or the third, whatever it was. But he gets out of the car and is laying on the track. On the inside wall there, while his car is burning to the ground, he's laying there, and it felt like the AMR safety crew took 3 days to get to him, which not a good thing. If he's hurt, he needs some assistance. It felt like they took way too long to get there. I think it was like 30-something seconds, which isn't that long, but in the grand scheme of things, you'd think they'd be able to get there quicker. Especially with how concerned with that type of thing NASCAR is. But yeah, watching him lay on the track for what felt like minutes with nobody there to help him was not a great sight. So you can't do that to the AMR safety crew, and how long it took them to get there to provide assistance to AJ on Sunday.
They were eating their bologna sandwiches, man. Cut them a break.
That sounds
they were on their lunch break. He got to going. You can't do that. I'm going to give it to NASCAR officiating. Shane Van Gisbergen spun out in coming to pit road on one of them green flag pit stops and got stuck in the grass. It had been raining there overnight and I think in the morning time as well. And we said this on this podcast 100 million trillion times. If it's a caution when it happens, it needs to be a caution right then and there. But instead, NASCAR waits and waits and waits and waits. Knowing Shane's not going to get out of there, especially with the next gen car where you have flat tires, you're not going anywhere anyways. waits and waits till everybody gets done coming off pit road, gets done with their pit stops, and comes back on track, and then they throw the caution for Shane. Again, I get they've been doing this here recently. I still don't agree with it. And, you know, if it's a caution now, it needs to be a caution. Or if it's a caution in a minute and a half for the same incident, it needs to be a caution right then and there. And I just don't like the way NASCAR officiates these things. I get it creates, you know, a clusterfuck trying to figure out who was in front of who, you know, because everybody's on pit road during that time and everything. But I just hate how they wait in these situations to throw a caution when it's a caution right when it happens, and yet you wait 45 seconds to throw it. So it wasn't really a safety hazard because it's a drafting style track, so nobody's like, the track's really not spread out with cars, nothing like that. But yeah, I just don't like the way they officiate these things. Like, throw the caution when it happens. You see Shane trying to get going. I get it for the benefit of the doubt for a few seconds, but after about 10, 15 seconds, him spinning the tires, can't get out, throw the caution. I don't give a shit what's going on pit road. I don't give a shit what's happening out there on the track. You know, you're putting Shane's. This is a strong way of putting it. You're putting Shane's safety in jeopardy because you don't want to clusterfuck the field, and that's our talk about safety all the time. And I get it wasn't really a thing because there's really no cars around. But I hate the way they do these things. Throw the caution when it is a caution. Don't wait to make it the most easiest for you in race control to figure out who was in front of who. A caution's a caution, no matter what the fuck happens. Throw the caution when it happens. Don't wait. So at NASCAR officiating, you can't do that.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, we got Martinsville this weekend.
Hold on. Honorable mention, you can't do that, is going to be to Mike Shula, offensive coordinator for the South Carolina Gamecocks. 7 points is abysmal. 3 fucking straight halfback dives on the 2-yard line, and you don't score. What the fuck?
I think that's more of a player thing. You can't get 2 yards.
Call a different play.
One again.
Call a different play.
Hey, I got one. Garrett Riley for calling our defensive tackle on 4th and a yard, and it was a long yard for Peter Woods, giving our defensive tackle
That guy sucks.
The fucking ball in our own territory on 4th down. I get that at the goal line.
Well, didn't y'all have like there was
not at fucking your own 40 on 4th down.
Yeah, but
everybody knows you're doing. SMU knew what you were doing.
wasn't there
Too predictable.
Y'all threw like a tight end screen or some shit the play before that. You should have done it opposite. You should have ran the ball on 3rd down and thrown it on 4th.
Play action fake out of that formation would have been a touchdown to whoever, because nobody would have stayed with a receiver or tight end going down on a route.
Reverse flea flicker.
Yes, anything better than that. Don't run
quarterback kneel.
You could have a trick play, but if you run the same or trick formation with all your big guys, your big old hefty boys, but if you run the same play every time, it's not going to work.
That's like Mike Shula with the fucking fake. We run a fake jet sweep every time we run the ball. Like literally, the fucking wide receiver comes across in motion. We snap the ball. We hand it off the halfback up the middle. Every time. We run it 30 times a game.
I know the feeling. We run halfback dive up the middle. We do run it. And now all of a sudden we can't run the ball now. So I don't know. It's just our football teams are a fucking joke.
Go Avs.
Fucking we could coach better right now than fucking
Just ask those Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, exactly.
The Iowa playbook. Run the ball up the middle, but it works for us.
Half the time. 100% of the time it works half the time. Anyways, Martinsville this weekend. Triple header. Trucks on, I think, Friday night.
I think Arca's there too.
Oh, is Arca there?
I think so.
Xfinity on Saturday, and then the Cup Series is on Sunday. We'll talk about the Cup race, then we'll kind of break down who our 4 will be for each series and stuff like that. Martinsville this weekend, I'm expecting a decent race. Tire wear hopefully will wear out.
New left side tire.
Yep, like it did last fall. Spring race here wasn't great. I'm hoping it's not like that. But like I said previously on this podcast, usually the fall races at Martinsville have been a lot better than the spring races here, so I'm hoping for that again this weekend. Obviously, I'm looking at Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott, my two guys. It's one, if not their best tracks, or their best track. Both of them are former winners here. Both of them run top 3, top 5 almost every time we come here. They're in a must-win situation. The problem is they got teammates that are in must-win situations as well. Literally, you got Hendrick and Penske guys all below the cut line. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic to see how it works, how they kind of bounce setups off each other, or how much they're actually giving each other, their teammates help or whatever, because it's every man for himself this weekend. It's really 4 guys for one spot. So that's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out. But expecting a decent race. If tires wear, you get some long green flag runs. I think you have some good racing. Lap traffic's always a problem here. You got to get through lap traffic. Got to have your car bite through the center really well. It's a smaller New Hampshire or Homestead North. So the guys that are really good here usually are really good here. It's a driver's track. Usually you don't come out here and win it with car, especially now that the tires wear more now. That driver input matters a lot at this track. That's what makes Martinsville special. That's what used to make Bristol and Richmond and tracks like that so special, because it was a driver's track. You really had to the driver was in control of how your day went and how good you ran in that race. So it's what short tracks are so special, and hopefully this weekend we get a little glimpse of that, a lot of it actually. So, but I'm expecting one of the guys below the cut line to win. And if it's not a guy below the cut line, I think it's going to be Christopher Bell that gets it done. But I think it's going to be a good old fashioned Martinsville race. You have some beating and banging. Restarts are going to be key, and usually we get some long green flag runs here at the end of these races, and that plays into the benefit of the 12 car of YRB. So if we get another long green flag run and he's up there towards the end, I think that 12 car is going to be hard to beat. But we'll just have to see. But I'm expecting a pretty good race this weekend.
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully the tire wear will make this race better than it was in the spring, better than the Martinsville races have been in general since this next-gen car has come out. But we'll see on that aspect. I think this race is going to be dominated by your normal guys. I think the playoff guys are going to be the cream of the crop here. I expect guys like Denny and Chase and Blaney and Briscoe and those type of crew to be towards the front. I will say this, though, like you said earlier, I think that the 11 and the 14, the 11 and the 19, I do that every week, will they may show up and not be great just because this race doesn't matter to them. I do think a playoff driver is going to win this race. And I told you that I don't think it's going to be one of the guys below the cut line. And I don't think it's going to be one of the guys that are already in. So
down to 2 guys.
That leaves it with 2 dudes that could win this race, in my opinion. But I do think it's going to be interesting between those 2 guys. So I'll save for just a second who I think that is, but I do think it's going to be an interesting finish. I just don't think the points are going to matter all that much, because I think both of the 5 and the 20 will be very competitive, both vying for the win at the end of the day.
Do you realize you have not beat Christopher Bell yet this year? That's funny. Damn, no wonder you're behind.
I have now.
Yep.
I'm picking him today. Give me Christopher Bell to win this race. He needs it.
I need it.
I think the Toyotas will be strong this week. I think he's due for a win. Toyotas have been pretty dominant in the playoffs so far. So no reason that can't continue. So give me Christopher Bell.
Yeah.
And I need this win too, so come on,
That's
Christopher.
That's a good pick. I think that toy car is going to be really good. He's going to be the most juiced up Toyota out there. And Toyota's been really strong in these playoffs, so it's a smart one there. My pick this weekend, I'm going with a guy that ain't lost his race since the Hail Melon in 2022. Give me YRB. Give me Ryan Blaney. I save him every year for these last 2 races. And I'm going to do it again, baby. Give me Ryan Blaney this weekend. He's so good here. You know, I think Chase is going to be it's going to be a lot like last year's race, I think. Get a long green flag run. Blaney might get a little bit behind. And then he powers his way back up through the field, passes the 5, the 24, the 11, the 20, the 9 if he's leading or whatever. And I think Blaney's going to be long run Blaney, baby. I think he gets it done. I think Chase is good on long run as well, and Chase is very good at this track. I think it'll be a battle between those two and the 20 car. I think those 3 are the guys. And I think 22 could be sneaky good. Logano's historically been good at this track, but since next-gen cars come out, he's not been great. He's been solid, but not as good as the guys that need to win, like the 12 and the 9 and the 24 and the 20, which he don't really need to win, but he might have to, according to how the 5 does. But yeah, I'm gonna it'd be stupid for me not to pick Ryan Blaney. So give me Ryan Blaney, YRB, to win this race this weekend. So I got a beer next week.
Who?
That don't even make no sense.
Who's Ryan Blaney?
He is a NASCAR Cup Series driver.
He's a bitch.
He is the sexiest NASCAR Cup Series driver.
I'm
I'm doing the playoff beard, by the way. Haven't shaved since the playoff started for Blaney.
It's been a minute since I've shaved too. Been about a week.
What about your other one? It's a forest on there. Yeah. Real quick, let's do our championship 4 for the other series. So you have Bell winning, and you have Larson making it as well, obviously.
Yes.
So I have Denny, Briscoe, Blaney, and Bell. And you have Denny, Briscoe, Bell, and Larson.
Yes.
All right, so the truck series got Corey Heim, who's already in, Rajah Caruth plus 14, Tyler Ankins. What? The Talladega must have been fucking crazy, son. Damn, Tyler Ankins plus 8, Caden Honeycutt's plus 5, Tom Majeski's minus 5, Lane Riggs is minus 6, Daniel Hemrick's minus 32, and Grant Enfinger's minus 40. So Daniel and Grant's got to win. Daniel did win this race in the spring. Riley, who's your top 4 in the truck series?
Give me Heim, Caruth, Riggs, and Majeski.
Give me Heim, Caruth, Riggs, and Honeycutt. Xfinity series. You got Connor Zilic and Justin Allgaier, who's already advanced. They're good. Jesse Love's plus 40. Carson Quaffle plus 11. Sammy Smith minus 11. Brandon Jones minus 20. Sam Mayer minus 22. And Sheldon Creed minus 41. Who you got?
Give me Zilic, Allgaier, Jesse Love, and Sheldon Creed is finally going to win a race. 15 second place finishes. The most all-time without a win. Sheldon Creed finally gets it done this weekend at Martinsville, is going to advance to the championship at Phoenix.
My 4, Connor, Justin, Jesse, Homer, Carson. I'm going chalk. Let's go, Carson Quaffle. Get to Phoenix, baby. Prove Junior Motorsport. Prove Junior that you should have let you get a full-time ride next year and win the damn race next weekend. I would love that. Here's a 4. So we'll see how right and wrong we are.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the middle. But Riley, what you got going this weekend?
Not a damn thing.
Me neither.
Drinking beer.
Yeah, off this weekend. Don't have to watch Clemson, thank God. I can watch Alabama roll the fuck out of
You
South
just said we
Carolina.
were going to beat them. I'll give you $20.
I don't think that's going to cover it.
That's,
Well, hell, after taxes, it might.
that's like an hour. That's
Yeah,
like
an
an hour
hour.
of work.
Not even that. I make 33.
God damn! You make more money than me?
Then who?
Than me?
Yes.
That's some bullshit. I get shot at for a living. Yeah, that rubber looks good. $33. Bullshit.
I do swing every week, though. I'm talking about shifts.
I know you don't.
Whatever the camera we were talking about when it stopped, I got nothing going on this weekend. I'm off, a week off. I'll be off 2 weeks because I take 4 nights off to go hunting. So hopefully that'll go well, but can just enjoy some racing and I guess some football. Like I say, Clemson's off on a bye week. It's going to be a close game. Hopefully we can squeak a win out in our bye week. We'll see. But, yeah, I mean, that's really all I got.
Yeah, college football on Saturday. Big weekend of motorsports this weekend. All 3 big series of racing, so be watching that. Broncos got the Cowboys. That'll be a big game.
Oh, yeah, we got the fucking... I have a feeling
World Series.
We will be... The Panthers will not be above 500 for too much longer.
Y'all got...
We got the Bills. The Bills.
Coming off a bye.
Yeah.
Coming off a loss.
Although, they cannot stop the run. And what do the Panthers do the best? We run that ball, Rico Dowdle.
Where'd he come from?
His mama.
What college did he play at?
Some school in this state.
Go Cox.
Give it to Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah, never heard of it. He probably won't play it down. But yeah, it's a good slate of football this weekend, good slate of racing this weekend, so that's what I'll be doing. But hopefully I can figure out this truck series on NASCAR 25.
I got to get through the ARCA season first. But
that's another thing pissing me off about this game. You can't sim fucking... There's no DNFs, and there's no sim in the race. So, like... If there's just a track that's some bullshit that you don't want to do, you just got to do it. You got to finish a race.
Yeah.
Like Atlanta, where I couldn't fucking make a lap with the fucking pack. But you know,
they just spin out every lap, get the green, white checker.
Literally what I did. That's literally what I did.
That makes for a long race. No pit strategy involved on that one. But, yeah. So, yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah, well, follow us on the old YouTube.
The Highline Podcast.
TikTok.
The Highline Podcast.
Shout out to the TikTok response to Trent getting pissed off at the race this week. That was cool to see.
Yeah, almost at 19,000 views, over 100 comments. Appreciate that.
That's good stuff.
We need to, if we keep on having shit like that, we need to have a segment of our favorite comment of the week.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Well, y'all keep commenting so we can do that. What else? Facebook, Instagram.
My favorite is at least the Chase one. That is hilarious. That was very clever.
Somebody called you a child. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Somebody said they cried, or he said, Briscoe, cry, you little bitch, and says the one that's crying like a little bitch. That one was funny,
yeah,
too.
That's good stuff.
I never said I wasn't.
The greatest comment we've ever received on any video ever is, who the fuck are these bed bugs? that shit's still the best.
That's when nobody knew of us.
Yeah.
We're getting up there now. Almost to 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
Over 900 now. We're almost to 1,000. So y'all keep doing that. Keep telling your family and your friends and your enemies and your enemies. All of that. But, yeah, continue.
Who the fuck are these bed bugs? Facebook and Instagram.
Well, the Highline is Facebook, and Instagram's the Highline Official.
Facts. And listen on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
At the Highline, hit the notification bell.
Ding, ding.
Get every update every time we drop an episode.
Yes, sir. So, got a good episode coming for you next week after Martinsville. Stay tuned for that.
We'll preview the Championship 4 on all 3 series, talk about some other stuff, and probably how I'm going to kill myself when Joey Logano wins this race on Sunday.
Theoretically. Yes, but with that being said, fuck Alabama. Go Cox.
Go Tigers.